So today we are going to go over some mine tips and tricks to sort of really elevate your mine gameplay. This video is going to talk about a number of things relating to mines and how they function, and from the damage output, combos you can do with them, including with heavy, things that work / don't work in combination with them, as well as some like misconceptions with mines as well. And we're even going to talk about glitch traps. Even though they're not technically a mine, they sort of used to be. You know, they was glitch mines, but yeah. If you like this kind of video, consider giving me a like, comment, subscribe action. I really do appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get straight into the video, because this one's probably going to be longer than the other ones. So first things first, I'm the miners. Ooh, get it? Miners? Because I'm going to talk about mine. No? Okay. Anyway, let's talk about generic mine stuff that sort of applies to all of them. Glitch traps not included in this, by the way. For starters, you can have up to 2 mines on the field at once. You can also have 2 glitch traps, by the way. But you can have 2 mines on the field at once. You put one down like this, and then once the cooldown finishes, you can put another one down, and you'll have 2. Once the cooldown finishes, I'll put the second one down so you can see what I mean. But until then, second thing, each mine has an arming time. When you load down a mine, it takes like a little minute for it to actually like activate. Like you see how it's blinking right now. If I throw this one down, know that it won't start blinking immediately. Now it's blinking. In the time that it takes to arm, it doesn't do max damage. It will do like, if we're in explosive mine's case, instead of 120 damage, it will only do 30 damage, or roughly 30 damage. So keep that in mind. It's kind of important for a lot of things, honestly. All mines, if you put on like a durable object, they will automatically unarm. So for example, if I put it on this glitch barrel right here, as you see, it's armed, but once I pick it up, unarmed. And I'm running around with it, still unarmed. It's just, it kind of stays like that until eventually you throw it or whatever. It will always be unarmed. Next, each mine has a range in which it activates, which is roughly about a meter around, or like around it, as well as like above it. I will try to show you this now. So it has roughly like a meter around it, and this also goes for above it. So for example, if I'm like this, it's not gonna go off. This is not gonna go off at all. If I'm like this, it won't go off at all. If I jump straight over it, however, it will go off. If you've seen my video on, I think it was how to dodge or how to never take damage from mines, you'll understand how this works entirely. I'll also leave a link in the description below. But for those who didn't watch it, TLDR, if you jump straight over it, it ain't gonna blow up. Well, it's gonna blow up. But if you jump like to the side of it a little bit, it won't blow up. So like this, it won't blow up. But if I do the same thing, but instead of jumping but run instead, it will blow up. So mines, all mines, not glitch traps, all mines have this little weird like little range thing. But like anything around this area, like if you just walk around this, it will blow up. But the cone for like it blowing up if you jump over it is literally only above it. If you're just off to the side a little bit like this, it's not gonna blow up at all. That is very important also for later. That's the basis for all mines, not necessarily glitch traps as well. Some of those did apply to glitch traps, but not all of them. We'll get into those later though. Now, let's talk about some specific things for explosive mines. So if you watched my video from some months back on the best mine placements, which I also will link in the description below, both of those videos pretty good, I gotta say. Some of what I'm going to say right now won't be new to you. That being said, this video will expand on a lot of what I said then, and also show stuff that I didn't show back then. So this is still relevant information, I promise. So for starters, let's start with the damage profile. One mine, one singular mine like this, does 120. So I'm at 250 health right now. If I take full damage from this mine, which I should, hopefully, I will be down to 130. So I'm gonna go ahead and step on it. I took I took 119, but same difference, 120, 119 is supposed to be 120, okay? It rounds. They have like a weird rounding system. I don't know how that works, but they have a weird rounding system, okay? 120 damage. So if you take into account the fact that you can have 2 mines down at once, you can do 1 mine, and then you have another mine. You can have 2 mines like this, and effectively you now have 240 damage worth of mine like this. Yeah. Which means you can, in fact, 1-tap a light. Technically, it's a 2-tap, I guess, but for them it's basically 1-tap. And obviously, like you can see, for me being a medium, it leaves me with 10 HP, or 11 HP, I guess. So it's pretty effective, it's pretty effective. Now, moving on to the combinations you can do with explosive mines, one of my favorite things to do is explosive mine plus flame barrel. Now, I made a short on this too, by the way, if you haven't seen that. Also link in the description. I like mines if you guys haven't noticed. One of my favorite things to do with a flame barrel is you can put a flame barrel like this, and you can put a mine down like right next to it, and then we're gonna have our heavy just kind of just run up here and just tap that like that. You don't gotta stand the fire though. And as you can see, he took a massive amount of damage from just simply a mine and a flame barrel. Granted, he did take the fire damage as well, the unnecessary fire damage, but regardless, he would still be very weak. This combination of flame barrel plus explosive mine does, well, 120 from the explosive mine, and I believe the flame barrel does another 30 to 150. I think it depends on how much they take from the bounty. But realistically, essentially, you're going to one tap of light and one tap of medium. So yeah, as long as they take blunt tick damage, the medium won't die if you don't take blunt tick damage. The heavy will obviously live because he's a heavy. They just don't die. See, look, he's buff. He's buff and strong. If I can find it, I'm gonna put the numbers on the screen right now for how much damage flame barrel does, which is, like I said, it does the initial 100 damage when it blows up, and then the additional like buns and stuff do like 30 to 50, something like that. So now, for the combination you can do, something that I like doing whenever I decide to play Demat is you can put a mine like right below the point, like for example the point's here. I can put the mine like right here, and I can put a flame barrel like right next to it. And then when someone starts taking the point, like go ahead, start taking the point, you could Demat him down like this, he'll land on that and land on the flame barrel, which also will break the hole, another hole, to bring it down even again. And now, because he's really weak, he can obviously get like a free kill here because, well, you should get a free kill here, but you know, some players are more cracked than others. Who knows? Maybe he could have been a cracked sledgehammer and just fucking one-tap me or something, right? Who knows? But it should be theoretically an easy kill for you because they're going to take a lot of damage. You not only stall the point, you got a pick, and your team is set up for success. Let's talk a little bit about mine placement. So things to take note of here, specifically regarding the range of a mine. Knowing that mines will set off if you are above it, remember, specifically above it, you can manipulate this by placing it on a wall, or a bench, or something of the sort, and someone running past it. So for example, this mine here, now mind you, this is not a good placement at all, please don't do this, but this mine like here, for example, like I said before, it sets off just when you're directly above it. So if someone runs past it like this, they're going to blow up. Go ahead, run by it. Insane. There we go. Yeah, see, blood, yeah. But with this in mind, I'm now going to show you some actual good locations where you can place these. So for example, matter of fact, we can use it right here. I like placing
Why
these.
do I feel like this is aimed at me?
But for example, some of my favorite places to place these mines are on zip lines or cranes or vents. So for example, if you're going up a zip line like this, you can place a mine like that. And then if someone were to chase you or something, like go hit up the zip. Maybe they wasn't looking up or something, they go up the zip and then boop, they hit the mine. Like, there's a free damage. And obviously, with you being chased, you'll be already up here. You'll be aware that they're coming, and then you can just shoot them while they're coming up or something like that. Another place I like to do this at is crane, because obviously sometimes when you're dealing with crane, this can be a little hard to see if someone's like, you know, if you're chasing someone or something like that. So someone might do something like this, and then if someone was to come up the crane, like now, he's gonna come up and then boop, easy free damage. Obviously you don't want to be peeking like I was, but yeah, you don't want to take your own damage, right? And now we go over this way. So another little thing I like doing is placing mines like this, right above a vent, because now we're going to go ahead and shoot this. The reason why, well, a couple things. One, you don't want to put it on the vent because someone shoots it, well, the mine kind of is useless. The reason why you like putting it on a vent like right above it is because from this side, if you're going to, let's say, you know, you're chasing someone, right? Or something like that. Or even just like as defensive. You can't see it, right? Sure, you can hear it, and if you get close enough, you can see the light blinking, but you're not looking at that, right? Like if you're just running down the stairs or something like that, like after someone, you're just gonna go straight in and whoop, there you go, free damage. And now like if he had a gun or something, he was sitting up somewhere, I could just die or whatever the case, I'm just dead. Like I'm probably just dead, right? Same thing with this one, same size, same thing, put a mine there, boom, dice. I love doing those kind of placements because those placements are just like so good. Another thing you could do is doorways like this. Little doorways like this. You can place a mine like this on the wall, like so. Well, something to note with these kind of doors though, I do like breaking the side here because it can block the mine. But if someone were to run through like this, they would hit the mine and profit. Why is it? It's on this, that's crazy. But anyway, so we're gonna have our heavy just like go out and just like run in here. Pretty free. It's pretty free. And obviously if you have two mines, you can just place one on both doors, both sides, so that way if they go more to the left, they get hit by that one, they go more to the right, they get hit by that one. Either way, they're going to take some damage from one of the mines. Something that's a little inconsistent is placing it above, like this. This can work, but it's inconsistent. So, for example, if I place it like, okay,
We good?
so this kind of mine placement is very inconsistent because, well, kill a hit and run through, nothing happens. Now, if he were to run through and let's just say hypothetically I put a jump pad here, go ahead back out there. Look, not like, of course it's gonna blow up that way. So now, if he were to come through the doorway, now with the jump pad here, he would hit it, even though he didn't like touch it, he would still hit it. Like he didn't come in, but he'll still hit this mine for whatever reason. So, in that regard, it isn't like a bad thing entirely, but it's not something you should probably do in most cases. Now, some maps like Monaco, for example, is a little bit more consistent because of the doorways being a little bit smaller, tall. It's just easier to actually function that way. That being said, it's also inconsistent on Monaco, so just throwing that out there, just don't do it. It ain't a good idea unless you're gonna put a jump pad there. Now, let's talk about just some relatively bad placements for mines that I see people do explosive mines specifically, that I see people do way too often is they love to put the explosive mines on the cash out like that. And honestly, this is like such a shit thing to do for numerous reasons. One, you gotta think, what do people do when they go into attacking a cash out, right? Like if you're a Demat meeting, for example, you're up there, you're gonna probably throw a mine down by the cash out or something like that, right? If you're heavy, you're probably going to, if you're one of them heavies, you're probably going to shoot an RPG randomly at the cash out or something like that. You gotta keep in mind that people is going to target the cash out even if they don't see no one there. They're just gonna throw stuff at it. They're gonna throw a red canister at it. And what does that do to your explosive mines? It blows them up. It does nothing for you at that point. It does nothing. If you absolutely, positively want to put them like near the cash out, then do something like this, like space it out a little bit, like space it like maybe like right here. And then when you get a second one, you can place another one like on the other side or something. Or in the case of this box here, you can place one like back here. And then maybe like one like over here or something. So at least that way it's forcing them to have to take the point or shoot it first, right? But it forces them to have to take the point from a different angle where they can't necessarily get cover, right? At least then you're forcing your opponent to have to do something about the mines first, in opposed to just throwing a nade and profiting. Granted, they can still throw a mine here, a frag here, but you get what I mean. What's better to do, however, is when defending a point like this, if you want to put mines like in the cash out or something, you're just placing them at the doorways or places where you know people's going to come in at. So for example, like placing it like this at a door, placing one on the other side of the door, because then you can also put the flame barrel down. If you see a flame barrel, you can also put one of these down. So now, oh look, someone's going to come through, they're going to go through, boom, and then yeah, like it's a whole thing. It's much more efficient that way. And if they're throwing frags and shit down here, it's much less likely for your mine to be touched over here than if it is over here. And if you happen, and obviously this is more like specific niche case, if you happen to be going against some players who's like gooing up like outside of walls and stuff, you can even consider throwing a mine down at the windows like this, or like maybe one on the other side, because then you know whenever they decide to come up, well, they're going to hit a mine because you know that they've been doing this like all game, right? You can kind of play to what your opponent's like tendencies are, and he just killed himself. Keep that in mind in regards to mine placements. Please, if you get nothing else out of this video, please stop putting them on the cash out. It does nothing for you, okay? Please, I beg. So something else that's really cool about explosive mines is that they also can kind of act as like little recon, like little sonar grenades, if you want to call it. Obviously they don't, they're not going to tell you exactly where someone is, but they do act as kind of like a little mini like information. For example, another good placement, by the way, is placing it in between stairs like this, like just like that, because people come up the stairs and boom, they're going to get hit by it, almost guaranteed every time. Unless they like stair climb or rail climb, whatever this is called, then they won't, but What I mean here is if you put a mine down like this, and then someone were to say run up to it and hit it, like say I'm over here or something, I'm fighting some guy, and then someone comes up behind me or whatever, and they hit that mine, like go ahead hit the mine. I'll notice I got a hit marker as well as heard the sound of the like explosive mine going off, and now I notice someone's behind me, probably a little bit weak because they hit the mine, and then maybe I can either like choose to fight it, depending on my situation. If I'm fighting someone else, I'm like, oh shit, gotta move because someone come up behind me, etc, etc. It has a lot of like use cases. Also, you're defending a cash out, like the cash out that spawns like in this room, for example. You can even put it on the stairwells here and know, okay, you got both the stairwells covered up now. So now if someone was to come up the stairs, you would know, okay, there's someone in the stairs, and he may or may not be weak. So that's like, it's just free. It's just free information, free damage, a lot of free little, just everything all around there. Now, really quickly, I want to talk about heavy and explosive mines. With heavy, you can throw an explosive mine down, and you can also set like a C4 next to it. And what this effectively does is create what my friend Link likes to call it, a super mine. So, what ends up happening is if someone happens to hit one of your mines and there's a C4 next to it, well, that's a lot of damage. Let's see exactly how much damage that did. That did 146 from the C4 and 119 from the mine. That is what, 265 damage? That's a lot of damage. Heavy can do little combinations like that, and effectively, as you saw, one shot of medium. Heavy also can do, throw down a mine and pull your RPG out. And let's just say he was getting chased, or let's say he was getting chased by, I don't know, someone or something like that, right? And you're getting chased, you do that in a mine real quick, and you know that they're gonna be like peeking you or something, like you know they're gonna be right behind you. You can throw a mine down really quickly, pull the RPG out, and then as they get close to it, you can just shoot and do a fuck ton of damage like that. Instead of it being 120 damage from the mine, or 100 from the RPG, you now effectively did 220 damage for free, really quickly, in the blink of an eye, essentially. And now maybe you was really weak and he was full health. Now it's kind of pretty much a 1v1, like he's weaker than you probably at this point, you know? You probably can get that kill now. Do bear in mind though, that you do need to make sure the mine actually arms first. And again, the timing on it takes a little seconds, takes a little seconds. Once you see the blinking, once you hear the beep, and once you hear the actual arming happen, then it will do max damage. This is how much damage it does if it doesn't arm, by the way.
Arming a mine.
Yeah, my bad, it's less than 30 damage. It's only 24 apparently. So probably 25, it's probably around 25. But yeah. Now, let's talk about the stuff that don't work, that people, for some reason, kind of seem to think does work. So, for starters, let's talk about red canister. Mine plus red canister combination, while it sort of works, it is also extremely unreliable. So, let's have Carl come on down here again. He's going to hit the mine, and the red canister, you would assume, would blow up and do lots of damage, but actually, is all the way over there now. Red canister is very inconsistent. Most of the time, if not all the time, it is going to just blast off some direction. And again, you know, in some cases, it will actually hit the person that, you know, you wanted to hit. But in most cases, it's just a waste of time. Now, let's talk about it with a gas canister. With a gas canisters, they don't break. They won't break. So if you was hoping that you put a mine down next to it and, you know, someone hits it and it's going to break the gas canister and they have gas everywhere and they took 120 from the mine, no, that's not how that works. What does happen though is if you hit the mine next to the gas canister, while the gas canister itself doesn't break or nothing, it does set off the timer before it eventually start leaking. So give it some time and it will leak. Wait for it. Here it comes. Hold on. It's gonna happen. Hold on. It's shy though. It's shy. There it is. See, it will leak eventually. So if you do want to do that, I guess what you could do, something like this, right? Say, come down and hit this again. So say this happened. You already know that, you know that someone's here. You can pick up the gas canister and then maybe chase them down with it or something like that because you know it's going to leak eventually. And then when you get the timer down, you can just throw it like this and knowing it's going to break and then boom, you know, or something like that. I don't know the timing, so yeah, but you can do something like that if you want it, I guess. I don't recommend it, but you could. But people seem to think that the gas canister breaks immediately. That's not the case. They actually changed that back in season 2, I believe, with the whole when people were still trying to do C4 nukes. They changed how gas canisters function with explosive then. So that's essentially it for the explosive mine section. Now let's talk about gas and pyro mines. One more thing before I forget, you can also do explosive mine plus frag grenades, because that's also a really sick combination. And I like doing it whenever I'm getting chased. As you will note, you can use mines while you're getting chased. It's really good. So let's say, for example, I put a mine down here, I'm getting chased, I put a mine down, I turn around real quick, he's coming through, I can throw a frag like this, and then as he comes by, he'll hit the mine as well as the frag, and now he took like a fuck ton of damage. Let's see that health bar. That health bar.
91.
Yeah, like he took a fuck ton of damage, as you can see. Like it's really, really solid. That combination can kill a I think it can kill all classes but heavy. I think medium can sometimes live depending on like where, like how much of the radius they was in for like either one of these two. But it basically guarantees kill a light. There's no way a light most likely won't live there unless he dashes past. Then he might not take off full damage, obviously. But even then, he'll be like really weak. So just want to add it in. Now onto the gas and pyro mine stuff. As for placements for pyro mines share kind of the same placement as explosive mines to some degree, since they have like the fire effect that does also affect the player. Like, you know, the little dot that hits them, it does affect the player. So because of that, you can kind of put them in the same place as you would put a explosive mine, and it will have like a similar effect. So for that, in that regard, it's relatively the same kind of concepts. So just apply the stuff that I talked about previously with pyro mines, and for the most part, it works the same. However, and I'm going to get into this more in detail later, pyro mines you can put on the cash box. Gas mines, on the other hand, is a little different, or rather, a lot different. You can't place them the exact same place as you could place the other ones, the other two, and that's because they don't have like a dot that affects the player. They don't do like immediate damage or anything like that. You want people to be in the cloud that they produce inside of that inside of that gas cloud. So for example, that's the glass. Why I keep saying glass? That's the gas cloud. You want people in this. So placing it like in a vent or, well, actually the vent still works. So placing it somewhere like say on the zip lines like here, for example, it wouldn't work as well as like a pyro mine or a explosive mine would do. So what should you do with gas mines then? Gas mines, the way I feel like they're best used is as zoning tools. So for example, let's take this cash out over here. Let's take egg for example. If I wanted to defend this cash out, one, you could actually place them on the point because, well, it covers the entire point. So if they did blow it up, that's to your benefit because, well, it's stalling for you now, right? So gas mines on point, that makes sense. But let's say you wanted to stall the point. Let's say you wanted to defend the point, but you didn't want to put them on that. You can put one, like say on the stairs, like right here. Because now what this would end up doing is if someone triggers it or something, what this essentially would do is it covers the entire stairwell here. Meaning that they can't go up those stairs once they take gas damage. So, means they will have to then take a different means up there. For example, they can climb up here, or they can try to demat it down or something like that, or whatever the case may be. They gotta choose a different way to get to it. And that's honestly what I mean when I say they're really good at kind of like controlling an environment and zoning people off. It just deters people from actually going to like whatever you're trying to get to. Or if you're trying to defend yourself because you don't want people to chase you down, right? That's also pretty good for that. So for example, like he's right here, he has a hammer, right? Say he was over there, like go over there, okay? Say he was over there, and say I'm like, you know, I see he has hammer, I'm running, I'm just like shit. I could just do something like that, and now if he wants to chase me, he gotta go through the gas, and I can shoot him while he's coming through the gas, and that's just free, you know, it's just free extra damage you can do.
That was 50 damage just from that.
Yeah, see, that's just free damage that you can get off really quickly. You don't gotta worry about like explosive mine arming or anything like that. That's just free damage you can get off, and most of the time it's going to deter people from actually chasing you because, again, you don't really want to take gas damage. You don't want to take that hit. On that note, gas mines are extremely versatile in that regard. You can use them offensively, defensively. You can just do some things with them. And again, unlike with pyro grenades, pyro mines, they can also just handle the cash out on their own. So one of these, you can't get to that. Unless someone wrench claws it, unless someone heals you or something, you literally can't do anything. You can't get to this without dying.
Or underneath, to add to that.
Yes, we're getting to that. Spoiler alert, by the way. But yeah, like... But yeah, like you literally can't do anything in regards to this. Now following this, and this might also apply to pyros as well, but test it out here to see if that actually works. But following this, you could also do some shenanigans like this with gas mines. So let's just say hypothetically the points here, and you know, just say you didn't want to put your mines up there or something like that, right? What you can instead do is something like this. You could put a gas mine like right here. Right here on the roof. And then let's just say Paul's up there about to start taking. I go ahead. Let's say he's about to start taking, it's gonna be whoop. I could do this. And now he's taking gas ticks. It's covering up here. There was no mine here, you don't know what happened. just suddenly you start taking damage. And that was off of me putting a gas mine down here on the roof, not even next to the point. That's something gas mines can do that other mines just can't do as well, honestly. They're really good at that kind of stalling. Now, Pyro Mines might do the same thing, but you might have to be a bit more like specific. But we could try it. Carl, can you put a Pyro Mine like right here, like right on the A? Now let's see. If we were to shoot this, yeah, it has the same effect. The thing about Pyro Mines, which is why they're not so great on cash outs, which I'll get into this again later, is you can just max range it like this, and you'll be able to take it without actually dealing with the pyro, like the fire. So that's why putting pyros on the point really isn't the best thing to do. You can do it. It's not like it's a bad thing either per se, but it's not something you probably should be aiming to do if you can help it. But yeah, gas mines are literally goated at stalling. They're goated at stalling. They do incredible work. People like memeing on gas mines because, you know, fire puts them out or whatever. But honestly, they're kind of good. They're not that bad, honestly. And as I'm sure a lot of people already know, but gas mine plus Demat is also extremely good because of the simple fact of, well, just like with the explosive mine example, if someone's taking the point, you not only can Demat it down like this, but then they also get hit by the gas mine, which then enables even longer stalling. That's like an additional like 20 seconds for free, just cause you dematted someone down. And you probably kill them in the process. Gas mines, goated. But now, let's talk about Pyro Mines. So, as for Pyro Mines, like I hinted at before, they're not necessarily too great at like stalling a point. Unlike with gas mines, like if you place it on it like this, like if they get touched or something, someone can just max range it, and it's no longer as good. Now, what you can do to kind of circumvent the fact that people can just max range a point, and actually let's show you guys this too. You can actually place the pyro mines like this, in the way next to the box like this, on both sides. This way, if someone was to steal it or something like that and they broke them, this way, it's now covering like most of the entire box, and it's nearly impossible to get close enough to it without taking some kind of fire damage. So, if you did want to place them on the box, that would be the most ideal way, but I personally wouldn't really do that. So, what I mean by max ranging is essentially this. When someone puts a pyro mine or anything on it really, and they break it, you can take the box if you get close enough, like here, you can take it without taking damage. You just gotta max range it. So if you max range it like that, it's not as effective. So if a setup like this were to happen, and we do this, okay, well, technical difficulties. If we were to do something like this, and we break this one, and we break this one, now, well, this one wasn't close enough, but now, getting to the point will be a little bit harder. Again, if I had the mine close enough, it'll be different. But you kind of get the gist that I was talking about earlier. You get the gist. You place them at an angle where it's like harder to actually max range from both sides. But ultimately, pyro mines really is inferior to stalling, unlike the gas mines are. But they still can do it. They still can be used defensively. They still have their own usages. And like I said, they share very similar placements to that of explosive mines. So, yeah. Now, let's talk about glitches. So, lastly, glitch traps. Glitch traps function obviously differently from all the other mines, and that they also have a range of 5 meters.
Dropping a glitch trap.
So, they have 5 meter range going literally all around. Doesn't matter left, right, up, down. Doesn't matter if like over the sides or anything. It's literally all around in 5 meters. That's important to take note of because it allows us to do some uncanny things with them. So, what do I mean by that? Stuff like this stairwell, right? What you can do with a stairwell like this is you can place a glitch trap, say, right here.
Setting a trap.
Glitch. Then you should glitch here. Yeah, there we go. So, taking into consideration this, right? This glitch trap is placed here. Now, if he were to move, like, basically from there all the way up top, like, run up.
Oh no, I'm glitched.
You'll know that he gets glitched both of those 2 times. And honestly, maybe even glitch right here. Maybe not.
Go down there.
But the reason why this is such like a pretty good like location to put a glitch trap is simply because think about it like this. If you're running up the stairs like this and you end up getting glitched, you would either have to shoot it and then take your focus off whatever you're doing. Or you'll run up like thinking, oh, it's probably just a glitch on the wall or something, and then you get glitched again. You're just like, what the fuck is this glitch name or glitch mine? Then you go and shoot it. Is this effectively forcing people to have to deal with it sooner? On top of that, because the stairwells is pretty good for like where combat happens at most of the time, putting a glitch like in this little stairwell kind of just means that if someone was to chase you or you were to chase someone else, you might end up chasing them into your glitch trap, which could be very detrimental depending on the circumstance, right? In the same vein, if you're defending a cash box or something like that, you could do some shenanigans like this, where you could place it like, unlike with the explosive mines and other stuff, you can place it like above the doorway like this. So now, if someone were to come in here, they would come in here and be glitched immediately because the glitch is behind them. Now what does that mean if it's behind them? That means they have to either keep running forward, or turn around, shoot it, turning their back away from your team who's probably in here somewhere. And again, that could be very detrimental. That's what's cool about glitch traps, is just knowing how they function, their line of sight, their range, and little shenanigans like that that you can do. That being said, there's something else I want to show you guys that you can do with glitch traps. So we're gonna do like a cool transition here. Hold on, watch this. We're gonna do a cool transition, right?
Frag grenades.
And now, and we're here. Look at that cool transition. Oh my god, editing. And before that actually didn't look cool at all. It just looked fucking stupid. But anyway, something else you can do with glitch traps, which I love doing actually quite a lot on Kyoto, is you can place them on like these little, like, I don't know what these called, raptors, I guess, or something. I don't know what they call it. You can place them like up here like this.
Setting a trap.
And now, if someone were to come in here, they will end up getting glitched from, well, the roof. Now, this placement right here isn't exactly the greatest because obviously you can like shoot it like outside, but you get what I mean here. So we're gonna have calls just like come on inside the building here. We'll place one right here too.
Glitchy surprise set.
So he comes on inside the building and then he gets glitched, and it's like, oh, it's up there. And then if he goes in further, oh look, there's another one also up there. Now, the reason why this is like low-key kind of cracked, at least in my opinion, is because once again, it forces your opponent to have to like look up, look away from wherever they're looking. Something else you could do instead of like placing right here, like a better example of like where you can place it would be something like, say, on this wall, or like that wall, or basically anywhere over here, where someone couldn't just immediately like see it, like from outside. Because when they walk in, they get glitched and they're like, oh shit, right? Same thing here, they come in, they get glitched and it's like, okay. The moral of the story though with these glitch traps is because they have 5 meters of range, you have more flexibility about where you can place them. And with you having more flexibility to place them, it's honestly such a good idea to place them in locations where your opponent will have to not look at you to get rid of it. Makes them have to do extra work, essentially. Like they gotta work for it. That's kind of like the moral of glitch traps, really. You can be a little sneaky with them, you can be a little dickish with them, kind of thing. Which, speaking of which, while we're here on Kyoto, you can also place them in a little forest area like this. You can just place them in the grass like that. Place them in the grass, and now you can't see it. But now someone wants to buy it. Oh look, they glitched on the grass. It's like, shit, man. It's just in the fucking grass, bro. Like, what the fuck? You having fun over there? You having fun? So that's essentially glitch traps in a nutshell. With that being said though, they do have a similar placements for that of explosive mines, just because of how you're using explosive mines for the most part. In the sense of like you place them on vents or above vents, you can place them on the side of a walls, etc, etc. Places like that where people can't just shoot them. That's the idea. Like I said, that's the idea. And obviously, they are especially good against like a light, right? Because a light, they want to dash, they want to go in biz, they want to do all this and that, and they get glitched and they can't do any of that, right? So place them in these little like obscene locations against them, especially is really good. That means none of that, no dashing, no invis. For mediums, no defib. Like these locations are like so good, so good. So last but not least, a little fun thing that you can do about glitch traps. And you can also sort of do this with gas mines and explosive mines too, is I just think that this is better to do with glitch traps just because of how they function. But if you remember, I mentioned that if you throw it on an unarmed or on like a throwable object, they are unarmed. So like pick it up, it's unarmed. What you can do is, let's say, I don't know, let's say there's like a full team or something camped up in here, right?
Relocating.
They're all camped up in there or something. And you found like a, I don't know, a chair or a hill ball or whatever, right? You put a glitch trap on it, and you can just throw it in there like this. Obviously, you know, a better throw than that. Obviously, when you put stuff on an object, it's you know, it weighs it down so it doesn't go as far. So you want to do a better object than that. Probably have your heavy do it or something because they have better arms. But essentially, what you'll be doing when you do stuff like this
Glitch trap planted.
is you are delivering a glitch trap straight into where they are. And if you do it like on a smoke like this, oh look, it's a smoke, and now they're glitched. And they're like, what the fuck's going on? Because all they saw was the smoke. The character models won't say nothing like, watch out, glitch grenade or anything like that, because it's not a glitch grenade, it's a glitch trap, right? Same thing with explosive mine. You can throw explosive mine in there, throw it down, whatever you do, it's going to break, and then maybe they'll step on it. Same thing with a gas mine. Similar thing with a pyro even. These little things like that allow you to do some very cheeky plays with these glitch traps and mines alike. But those are more niche stuff that probably won't come up in a lot of cases. But yeah, that's honestly about it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. This was a lot longer than I would have wanted it to be. I don't know how long this video is actually going to be, but to give you guys reference, we've been here for about 40 minutes or so. Maybe an hour. But yeah, hopefully
So
this
dope.
hopefully this video comes out pretty well. Hopefully it helps some of you guys. Hopefully it helps anyone. Doesn't really matter who. Help someone. Let all this labor not be for naught. But yeah. If you guys got the content, be sure to give us like, comment, subscribe, action, as we really do appreciate it. Consider joining the Discord. We have a Discord. We like people in the Discord. We have cookies, sort of. They're snickerdoodles, but they're cookies. They are snickerdoodle cookies, but they are cookies. But yeah. Without further ado, we bid you all adieu. Take care and peace. Bye bye. He's trying to hammer me. That shit crazy, bro. Did you guys see that? He's trying to fucking kill me, dude. This is actually insane. Fucking crazy, dude. Man trying to kill me and shit. That shit crazy. And I didn't forget, man, teabag me last time. Fuck you.